which a lot of people don't, then maybe Clorand does belong down here. Especially if you don't have her 5-star weapon, maybe she belongs down here. I think if you have either C6 Chevreuse or her 5-star weapon, she, depending on what you value, she could be somewhere, so she's a bit more dependent on other stuff. Whereas someone like Alhaitham, if you're strictly free to play, then he feels a lot better than Clorand. Hu Tao, if you really max out her cancels, especially if you're willing to get her C1, Hu Tao could be higher. You know, Raiden, if you really value the interruption resistance, if you really min-max your support's damage, like if you really build good damage on Yelan and Farina, then Raiden's value can rise because she adds, you know, reducing the energy requirements is more valuable when your Yelan and Farina are really well built, especially on Shalonen teams. So, and Nilou, if you have the key, if you're in AoE scenarios, her value can really increase. And then Linny, if you're willing to be cringe, no, if you're willing to like enjoy his playstyle, if you just min-max him, then he can perform, you know, the best. So all of these guys have a claim to fame. I don't think any of them are strictly better than the others. And then yeah, Clorand, it's her multi-wave potential and it's her AoE and her mobility around the battlefield that give her an edge. So again, depends on who you value. Also, a lot of her best teams do include shielders, C6 Chevreuse with Toma, or Aggravate with Kirara. Yeah, okay, Clorand, and then I'm going to just a couple more. Yelan got a buff, but I'm still going to demote her. And that is because I think I overrated her a little bit when I made my last tier list, but now she's like a core to so many teams that basically function because of how well Shalonen, Farina, and Yelan work together. And those teams are some of the best. So she's still definitely a tier 0 character. I just think that I personally overrated her in the last video, and now we're sort of correcting her. And I think this is the correct placement now. I'm going to demote one more character, and that's going to be Arlecchino. I just don't think she is quite enough above the other DPSs, especially above Navia, that I think she truly belongs in tier 0. I'm also going to demote Zhongli right here, I think. I think he's still very, very comfy and very, very powerful and very, very unique, but I don't think... I mean, he got kicked out of his best team with Novelette. He got kicked out of Mulangi teams. He got kicked out of Arlecchino teams, unless you just want comfort. I mean, he got kicked out of Navia teams. He's still going to be used, especially this current Abyss. You're still going to use him. I think he's still going to have pretty high usage rates, but I feel like his power has just gone down. I feel like he's just less valuable and less powerful than he used to be. And then I feel like Nahida, I'm going to put her below Bennett. I think this is... I kind of rearranged the top. I just think that Novelette and Mulangi just are so powerful, and they pull up their teams so much. I think they pull up their teams more than Coswell pulls up his teams. If grouping was more ubiquitous, I would put him, you know, he could be more in the top 3, but I just feel like we haven't needed as much grouping recently. And by recently, I mean for like the past like year and a half, unless it's like a Coswell Abyss, grouping is not necessary and often not useful. And more, the short buff up time is an annoyance, but mostly it's just the lack of grouping. I think, again, I'm still putting him in tier 0. I still think he's insane, but I still think these other characters kind of outdo him just a little bit. And Nahida, like Dendro teams are still good. Alhaitham, Double Hydro, Dendro, Nilou, they're still very good, but they're not the peak teams anymore. Especially with Emily coming out, and a lot of the best Dendro teams are with Burning now, and then so with Arlecchino or with Kinich are going to be using Burning. And Nahida's still absolutely irreplaceable for Hyperbloom, Alhaitham Spread, or Nilou, but those teams haven't received a buff in quite a while, and lots of teams have passed them in terms of power. And the final one, I guess I want to re-justify why I consider Farina to be the best character in the game, because obviously we do have Shalonen here that definitely makes a case to be the best unit in the game. And I think that the only though there's 2 top teams that don't use Farina, and those are Mulangi and Arlecchino. Although Mulangi is better with Farina, it's just that the Vapes become even more inconsistent. But Novelette being, I think, the best DPS in the game, and it's a significant downgrade not using Farina on that team. Navia is a significant downgrade. I do think it's pretty close. If you want to say that Shalonen was better than Farina, I think that's fair enough. I just think that Farina doing, like, she requires a healer, but you have Shalonen, you have Bennett, you have Shanyun, you have Jean. You don't need a team-wide healer to do Farina. Even if you're only getting, like with Bennett or Shalonen single target healers, yeah, sometimes you may only give 60 damage bonus instead of 70. Sometimes you may only give 50 or 40. This is still a very, very high damage bonus, and she still does as much off-field damage as Yelan. And if her application, if you don't need too high of application to enable a vape, then you can build her normally. And if you would need too much application to vape, you can build her to vape, and then she does huge vaping damage. So I think that between the buffing she gives and the fact that you run a healer, or you can run a healer on almost any team seamlessly, especially now that we have Shalonen, then that's why Farina to me is still the best character in the game. If Shalonen was as good as she is and didn't work with Farina, then I might say that Shalonen is the best character in the game. But the thing is, Shalonen sort of buffed Farina. She made Farina even better. And I just think that Farina is still a little bit more meta-defining and a little bit more impactful. And the reality is, it'd be really interesting to do a tier list if you didn't have the meta characters, because basically a lot of characters in...
Don't get me wrong, I do love my job. And
Janek Rubeš a Honza Mikulka za svou kariéru odhalili
5-Minute Crafts has given first aid tips, pregnancy tips. Now they're giving health, wellness, fitness hacks. Time to fact check these bad boys. Come along for the journey. Let's get started. Beep-whoop. Okay, we have a paper towel that is being used to clean someone's nose. Oh, the paper towel roll fell on the floor, which actually becomes problematic because germs get on there, and the 5-second rule is untrue. Germs don't just say, hang on a second, let's wait a few seconds, give them a chance to pick it up. They just get right on. She picked it up. She put her foot... Wait, what is about to happen? Is that a form of exercise? I thought she was gonna clean up or make the napkins disinfected somehow. And instead, she's like sliding around on the floor and waving around a broom. I mean, you could do this with any object. Like, you did not need to waste good quality napkins, because now no one's gonna wipe their face with them when you put your sweaty feet on it. The feet, when they're sweating, bacteria can form, fungi can form. Then you're gonna put that on your face, the sensitive skin? No way. Eggs, okay. Are those quail eggs? What kind of weird science craft is this? Oh no. Oh no, why is she wrapping it in a tube like that? Oh, she's sous videing it. I'm sure you could do that. Okay, you cooked eggs. Congratulations. Not a craft. It's like 5-minute craft, drink water. She literally sous vide the eggs. And she didn't use an appropriate sous vide container, so who knows what BPA chemicals are floating around in those eggs now. And there's a giant husk of corn there. Like, she's going to town. That's a big meal. Oh, we got a rock mat. You know, whenever I go hiking, I bring my rock mat. Oh, hold on a second. It's a massaging. She really brought rocks to walk on when she's outside walking on rocks. It's like bringing like a patch of grass for Bear to pee on when he's outside in the forest. There's grass. Just walk. Do it. Just walk, lady. You'll at least get some grounding benefit. I don't even believe in this, but I'm still saying it. And what? She's now stronger and ready for the hike because she took her shoes off and walked on the plastic rocks. Pancake. Oh, dropped a pancake. Remember, 5-second rule doesn't apply. Oil. Why are you spreading it? That's what napkins are for. You could use the napkins that you were working out with in the earlier scene and instead use the napkins to clean the stuff up. Or you can pour a little baking soda and then the napkin so the baking soda absorbs the oil. You could just walk. Yo, it's crazy. You don't need to do it in place. Well, maybe in this 5-minute crafts prison house thing that they keep their actors in clearly, but in real life, walk. Okay, that's why you want to lift with your legs, not with your back. And when we say lift with your legs, you want to bend at the knees and squat the object up. No, lift with your knees. Are you allowed to call yourself a craft channel when the only piece of advice you give is to straighten your back? That is not a craft. Okay, so she wants to power lift, clean jerk, whatever. She sees a bottle, okay? A bottle has weight, okay? Okay. Not against this exercise. It's like a straight leg deadlift, working the posterior chain. What this clip is showing you, and I'm diagnosing this clip, is anything that has weight can be used to strengthen your muscles. And I swear I might recreate this clip with Mean Bear. Oh, let's clean. Nope, let's put soda on it. Let's tape soda. Ah, Russian label. Only the Soviets can come up with such glorious ideas. Please don't tell me she's about to bench Coca-Cola. I never thought I would say that on my medically themed YouTube channel. Please don't bench. Please don't. She's squatting the Coca-Cola. You have a couch right behind you. Just squat the couch. I knew it. She's benching the Coca-Cola. And close grip bench too. That's a little strange. Oh, what is he gonna do with the little cow? What is that? What is the purpose of the little cow?
I was first born in a laboratory, unknowingly falling into a pit of immortality.
Like, yeah, you shouldn't be hitting your chest and breaking your sternum, but like, now that she's getting a bounce, Dr. Mike Isotel should review that clip and put it in its place. Okay, a little stretch during the day. Yep. Oh, standing desk. Okay, I'm with it. A standing desk with a treadmill underneath it. Okay. A lot of tech going into this. Again, is that a craft? They did not make the treadmill nor the desk. So I don't know what they're taking credit for. Imagine I'm like, Dr. Mike, craft channel, and I show you a squat rack. Do I get credit for showing you how a squat rack works? Don't have dumbbells? Lift your dog. Oh, I always say, if life's got you down, get a sock with Goya beans. It'll cheer you right up. That was the closest I've ever come to having a stroke on the channel. I'm not gonna lie, this actress should win an Emmy. I look at her face, and if I was to not look at the rest of the image, it looks like she's enjoying it. And there is no way she believes 10 ounces of beans that they put in the sock is enough for some kind of valid workout. Next 5-minute craft, I wouldn't be surprised if she straps 2 routers to her legs and starts exercising with the routers, and then she goes, and my signal's even better. Can't do pull-ups? Do pull downs. I don't know what's about to happen. Clean the floor? I mean, look, I'm all for giving people exercise they can do at home without specialized equipment, but there's no need to ever drag your body on the floor over and over again like that.